is exactly what you want specific to that business problem that one service solves. And you have someone in HR and someone in communications, whatever. Everyone is sending you specific information that they think is important for you to do your job. Becomes relevancy overload. I don't know who to listen to and how to listen to them first. And right now, back to where I think that the semantic web can solve some problems is the personal web. Is give me what's important to me now. If I'm doing an HR process, give me that information now. If I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the customer, give me that information now. So really getting from overloaded to using semantic technologies and to give me the information that I can act on right now. And so some of the threads that we see in big enterprises trying to figure it out, it's not an easy problem to fix. I'm seeing some really great stuff out there that are doing it. And Dow Jones doesn't really sell technology to solve these problems. We sell content and services, and then we do have the one tool, Semantic, to fix some of the control vocabularies and the mappings across the board. But some of the things that we're seeing is basically that information, people, and connections are really important to get to that personal web. So in this case, I have a specific event, regardless of what industry it is. Let's say it's a manufacturing company, and there's a specific event, and there's a lot of content that might be produced about that event. So it could be external news from wires and press and web, blogs, analyst reports, fundamentals, maybe some government information that just got released. Obviously a lot of internal content. There's an expert somewhere in my organization or maybe in one of my communities or partners or organizations. There's market information, there's competitive information. So there's all this information. You have to figure out who needs it, what info, and what format. And if you have it structured and you have the ability to also discuss it, and I love what Mark has said before about the normal action of users creating semantic actions and processes. So the whole idea of, if you know that Joe is an expert at this, and he tags something, or he makes an implicit action to that content, then it's actually going to drive that content value up and potentially deliver to me when I need it. So one of the things that I've been talking about in the enterprise for years is the hybrid approach is using user tags or folksonomies and taxonomy. So my background is in taxonomy. I started talking about user tags 5-6 years ago in the enterprises, and I would literally walk into a room full of librarians and mention the word user tags, and they would shake. They would start shaking. And mind you, my job was to sell them controlled vocabularies and taxonomies. That was my job. But I knew the importance of user tags. So there's a bunch of social actions that individuals use that we could take advantage of to make those connections. And then obviously it's figuring out that once those connections are made, what to do with the content or what to do with the information that you have. So is it set to a client contact, business development, crisis management, and how do you get basically the threads of information through the enterprise. So we spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, and more trying to match the technologies. So if any of you in the room have technologies that solve this problem, make sure over the next few days you come and talk to me, because my customers are looking for things and I'm looking to make connections. So powering tomorrow's instant knowledge, as I call it, that personal web, give me the information that I want instantly when I need it. And I think that one of the technical pain points that semantic web technologies obviously solves is that it provides a universal and powerful way to link data from anywhere to anything. We just saw an example of it with Mark, with Alator, which is very specific to a domain. And we're seeing more and more of these applications that are specific to the domain. We do work in financial services, for example, very important, and a lot of funding being put into that as well. But there's certainly a lot of issues to overcome, and hopefully over the next few days we'll learn a little bit more about that, and we can talk about this after I'm done with this, is issues of security. Big issues in the enterprise. I don't think anyone here, that's something new to them. They are worried. Enterprises, whether they're 20 people or very large organizations, are very worried about what happens to their data. User rights for accessing data, privacy settings. Obviously, it's very back to, I have a different persona, I have multiple personas as an enterprise user, as a consumer. How do I associate those through trust? the issue of trust, and I'll mention that in one more second, and many more unique business, to each business